Greetings, it's Iain from RTO here. Welcome to another album ranking, and today we've got a viewer's request. It's Lee, actually. A little while ago he did ask me to rank the albums of all the members of the Rolling Stones, and we have been doing over the last few months. We've finally got to the last one, and it is guitarist Mick Taylor. Now, Mick was born Michael Kevin Taylor in 1949. He started off with the John Mayall's Bluesbreakers and then joined the Rolling Stones in 1969 until 1974, where he appeared on Let It Bleed, Get Your Ya-Ya's Out, Sticky Fingers, Exile on Main Street, Goat's Head Soup, and It's Only Rock and Roll. Since he left the Rolling Stones, he's worked with quite a few artists. He did take part in the Stones' 50th anniversary shows in London and Newark, so he sort of hasn't lost his ties with the Stones. He's appeared on some of the solo albums of the other artists, of course, and he's ranked number 37th in the Rolling Stones magazine's 211 list of 100 greatest guitarists of all times. And even Slash states that Mick Taylor was a big influence on him. That's pretty cool. Now, when it comes to solo albums, he's only released 2 official ones, but he's played on so many other people's as like a session. So we'll look at the 2 he's actually played on. I mean, his own studio albums. One day we might do a retro ranking of Mick Taylor appearances, because there's quite a lot and there's some really good songs that I like by that. So that's for another day. But today we'll look at his solo albums. So, coming in at number 2, we have his debut, and it's just called Mick Taylor, and it was released in 1979. Mick Taylor's on it, and he does the guitars and vocals, plays some synthesizers, a bit of bass, piano. We've got Lowell George on the slide guitar, Kuma Hadra on bass as well, and strings. Alan Spenner on the bass as well. We've got Jean Roussel on piano. Pierre Moulin plays on 3 tracks. The great Pierre Moulin from Gong, of course. Marco Driscoll does the other drumming. Richard Bailey does drums as well. Norman Miguel, don't forget Norman, he played the tambourine on 1 track. And the track he played it on is the opening track, Leather Jacket. I really like this. It's certainly got that Rolling Stones feel to it. You can sort of how much influence Mick had in his time in Rolling Stones. He was like the rhythm guitarist as well. There's that sort of rhythm. The drums by Pierre are fantastic. This man was just something else. Could turn his hand to anything. I do like this. It's a great track. One of my favourites on the album. Next up is Alabama. This is an acoustic blues song. What a vocal from Mick. He was a good singer. I love that track as well. Then we have my favourite on here, and it's called Slow Blues. Some lovely guitar work on here. It's just like a little blues jam thing. It's just wonderful to listen to. Up next is Baby I Want You. This has got that country feel to it. It's a really good track. Some just nice general playing from the musicians on this. It's an excellent track. And I think the drummer on there, I think it is Pierre. Yes, it is Pierre on that one. Broken Hands. A track, yeah, it could almost be a Rolling Stones track. A style. Some great guitar work for Mick. I just like that track as well. Giddy Up comes now. This is a really heavy riff. It's really gritty. I think this is one of the heaviest tracks on the album. The drums are a little bit tinny in places, but it doesn't spoil the track. Then we have SW5. The keyboards are nice and gentle, and it's got a stunning guitar solo from Mick on that one. Then we have a thing called Spanish /A minor. Nice song. It is very long. It's 12 minutes and 12 seconds. It sort of meanders. I don't know. Should it have been 2 shorter tracks? Yes. As one long track, it just doesn't flow very well. That's unfortunate. Look. It's a very good album though, except that last track where it's sort of, I think it should have been split up a little bit more. But the rest of the album is pretty damn solid. So I shall give that one an RTO ranking of 6.5. So number 1 is an album from 1998. And it's called A Stone's Throw. Now this one I had to search deep to listen to it because, and it's not put together as one album on YouTube, so I had to, but the tracks are all there individually, so I had to put it together. And there's not much information on it either. It's just, I know it's got Mick Taylor doing guitars and vocals. I don't know who does the other. But when they did a reissue, it was produced by Steve Wilson. So the first track on this one is called Secret Affair. Great track. It's got that 70s rock feel to it. It's really good. Mick does a great vocal on it. I like that. Twisted Sister. It's got a real nice groove to it. Real chunky guitars. Just a real solid track again. Never Fall in Love Again. Now, I'll tell you what, this reminds me of a James Taylor sort of style track. Vocal is very nice. I just like it. It's a gentle song. Very, very good song as well. Losing My Faith, one of my favourites on here. It's a melodic blues track with some killer guitar work from Mick. Absolutely out the top drawer. He is such a good guitar player. And I can understand why the boys wanted him in the band in Rolling Stones. He's a very good guitarist. Morning Comes is another good track. Some nice, just a really well balanced song. Lost in the Desert, probably the weakest track on this album for me. But yeah, it does show some more great guitar from Mick, but it's just not a song I don't like. My favourite one though is Blues in the Morning. It's just a 6.5 minute blues jam with it's just fantastic. Really strong track. Then we get Late at Night, another little blues song from Mick. Great vocal, one of my favourites as well. Here Comes the Rain. This is a cover of a Jerry Lynn Williams song, and he does a very good version of it. Really gives it justice. Then we have Blind Willie, which is of course a Bob Dylan song, and he does a great version of it. I like this track. Very, very good. So this is a really strong album. There's some great songs on here. But I think both albums are very, very good. The 2 covers are on this album are pretty strong as well. I do like listening to this now. I found it. I've managed to make a little playlist of it, and I play it. I've played it quite a lot, and I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 7 out of 10. So there we go. We've looked at the solo career, the solo albums of all the members of the Rolling Stones. Look out for another band that we'll look at the solo albums of the members, because I think that's nice. We go through the bands they're in, but people forget about their solo stuff. So there'll be more of that coming up in the next year. Okay. Coming up next is Retro Ranking, and this week it's Gilbert O'Sullivan. Again, Lee likes Gilbert O'Sullivan. He's a big fan. Yeah, we sort of said I'd do this. Yeah, great, I'd like that. So basically, it's a Lee request. Lee's getting so much mention. So if you want to know who he is, go and check out the Friday Rock show with Johnny Walker. I'll put the link to it in, so you can go and have a look. It's just a sort of chat about rock music in general. So go and support Lee. So I'll see you later. Bye for now.